Whoever thought siblings was a good idea should just disappear. No, no. Do you guys ever? I'm sure if you guys have siblings and parents, I'm sure that they tend to annoy you very often. And don't get me wrong, you still love them, still care for them, but they're still just, you're annoying sometimes. And yeah, let's just say I've had a very annoying day. On the first day I've seen my family in like 2 weeks since they were gone. Yeah, that's just, ooh. Anyways, get boss of YouTube. How's it going, guys? I've been super busy, so no graphics for this team builder. And honestly, I don't even think I spent that much time on this build. I had like maybe 2-3 ideas from my front office homies, Crossface and Aaron, and I just kind of ran with that. I have like 6 games to do the following week, and I've had games to do earlier and just been busy with IRL stuff and just it's really been annoying. So yeah, hopefully next week, even though I got a bunch of games going on, things will be better. But yeah, this week we are facing JBWestside, if I'm not mistaken. He is the coach of the Arkansas Razor Winds. Arkansas, I just want to say Arkansas, I don't know. Arkansas Razor Winds is what I'm going to say. And his channel and stuff will be down below. Check him out. I think he does do live comms. So yeah, if you want to see live comms of BBL battles, because I'm going to be doing post comms most likely, then go check him out. So we face another Groudon, which is just lovely. Thankfully though, regular Groudon is kind of easier to deal with than Primal Groudon, because it doesn't get the fire stab that Primal Groudon gets. Unfortunately though, Sun is around for 5 turns instead of just the initial turn that Groudon is on the field, which means Mega Houndoom and Sun violates me, and Victory Bell just kind of also violates me after Houndoom is done with me. So yeah, those 3 mons are going to be really annoying to deal with, which is just effectively his Sun Core. So I need to be very careful with those 3 mons. Another real annoying thing could be the Jirachi. I have no idea what kind of Jirachi he would want to run. Part of me almost doesn't expect it, because I have Pyroar, I have Persian, I can't really even touch Necrozma, and Garchomp outspeeds it unless he's Scarfed, and I don't really feel like Scarf Rachi is that good in this matchup, so there is a chance it may not come. Salamence may also not come, just because I do have a Piloswine, and I could also have something like Scarfed Alolan Persian, which I've actually used before to deal with Dragon Dance Salamence, or I could have like Scarchomp as well. Sylveon, I don't really think he wants to bring Sylveon, mainly for the fact that Necrozma literally hard walls it to absolutely no end back and forth, so I don't really expect that. I don't know if he would really want to bring Hitmontop, Braviary, or Luxray. Like, I don't like Hitmontop maybe, but it's really not a problem because I have Azumarill, Quillfish, even freaking Chimecho can deal with it. Braviary is basically just kind of food for all my faster offense, and then Luxray is just not a Pokemon. And then Lycanroc Dusk I think does have a chance to potentially come to this game, especially late game if it is Swords Dance, whether it be Life Orb or Z move. It could be a little bit scary. So yeah, so going into this game, I just knew I had to cover Groudon and his Sun Core while also trying to deal with the Jirachi, Sylveon, and Lycanroc mostly. Luxray, Braviary, and Hitmontop, I'm not really going to take that much into consideration, but I'll still be able to deal with them regardless of what I want to bring, because that's how I'm going to try and make the team. So yeah, again, just really didn't have too much time to spend on this builder, but let's take a look at our first team member here. We have Kaido, aka Garchomp. I was flip-flopping between either Z-Move Garchomp or Choice Scarf Garchomp, and I think it was Aaron that suggested why not run Choice Scarf Garchomp, because it actually had a pretty good matchup. This gives me something to outspeed Jirachi, Salamence, and Mega Houndoom. I don't outspeed Victory Bell unless Victory Bell is modest, But if he takes into consideration that I could bring Scarf Garchomp, he should be Timid Victory Bell, which makes it a little bit easier for my team to deal with. So I guess that wouldn't be entirely too bad, but if he's modest, and that would be absolutely amazing for me because I would outspeed him. But this effectively deals with 2/3 of his Sun Core while also covering Jirachi and Salamence, which are very annoying. I can also still deal with the Hitmontop, the Luxray, the Lycanroc, as well as the Braviary with this Scarf Garchomp set alone. The only downside is, though, is that I have to put rocks on this Mon. So I'm going to try and hopefully lead Garchomp just to get up my rocks turn 1. If he doesn't have removal, then my rocks will be up for the entirety of the match, which is going to be amazing because that's more chip damage. I get off on the Houndoom, the Salamence, and the Victory Bell, all 3 of those, which could be very, very problematic. So yeah, just very straightforward. I need max speed to outspeed Salamence. I'm max attack so I can do as much damage as possible. His only flying resist gets smacked by Dragon Claw, and I really doubt he's gonna bring Salamence and Braviary. At least one or the other is definitely coming, I think. And once that one flying type is gone, I just spam Earthquake for free late game and potentially sweep. So yeah, I just need Garchomp to get up rocks and click offensive moves. Poison Jab, I guess, could have been Iron Head, but I figured Poison Jab is probably not that bad just because I can still potentially fish for poisons on something. So that is a nice little plus there. So yeah, very straightforward Garchomp set and a spread. Our next team member is going to be Nami, aka Alolan Persian. Originally, this was going to be Choice Scarf, but the more I thought about it, the more I really liked the idea of Z Parting Shot, as you guys will see in our, actually I can just show it next. In our next team member here, Z Parting Shot is really, really helpful for our type of setup that we want to bring to this game. Foul Play, Knockoff, and Power Gem hit everything. I can't even do any damage to Sylveon with a Gunk Shot, even if I were to run it. So I figured, hey, Knockoff is probably not that bad as a final move just because I can scout for items. Power Gem, I think, does like 40-ish%. No, I think it's like 30-ish%, almost 40% to Mega Houndoom. And while it could outspeed us if he is running max speed, I figured that I don't want it to just freely set up in my face, so I can Power Gem it to potentially pick it off, or just do a good amount of damage to put in range of where I can then revenge kill it. I mean, I could also just go for Parting Shot, I guess, and bring in something that's faster than it in general. So yeah, I figured Power Gem would still be good to kind of have just in case. So yeah, Z Parting Shot, for those of you who don't know, is kind of like Healing Wish, except for the fact that it does not get rid of any status. It just recovers the Pokemon back up to full HP. We are running enough speed for the Lycanroc, if I'm not mistaken, and then we have odd HP, and then just the rest in our attack, so we can do a little bit more damage. I guess if worse comes to worse, I can Z Foul Play or Z Knockoff, but I would rather keep this Alolan Persian around to hopefully go for Z Parting Shot. And I'm not going to pull a Jolt, so I'm definitely going to have the Z Parting Shot for our type of setup in this game, which is going to be Necrozma Dusk main. Now, this set is very interesting. So the only Pokemon that we outspeed, if I'm not mistaken, is Sylveon. I want to say, yeah, like I'm pretty sure we outspeed, because I remember checking. I checked the speed and I purposely had enough speed to outspeed Sylveon. Mainly for the fact that I can get off a huge hit on Sylveon. If I don't knock it out, I then go for Trick Room. Even if it outspeeds me in Trick Room, he can't touch me, he can't do anything to me. So I get outslowed in that Trick Room, and then I have 3 turns to do whatever I want to his team. Dual Stab Earthquake gets absolutely everything for really, really good damage. Occaberry is nice in case I need this to check something like Weather Ball Victory Bell, in case he fire moves me with Groudon, I guess, but he should go for a ground move in theory. And then this can also, I guess, pseudo help me against the, what's it called, the Mega Houndoom, so I can hopefully take a Fire Blast. Dude, Mega Houndoom in Sun is ridiculously powerful. If he's like Flame Charge in Sun, I think I just lose, honestly. So I need to be very, very careful around this Houndoom and ensure that it just never freely gets a chance to safely set up. But Necrozma here, along with Z Parting Shot from Alolan Persian, essentially gives us 2 chances to just come in and put in a good amount of work with the set. Trick Room is also very handy because we can counteract the double speed from Victory Bell and the potential speed boost from Mega Houndoom. So that in itself could come in very, very handy as well. So yeah, while Necrozma may not look like it has the best matchup in this game, if we are able to get a Trick Room up, which we can set up Trick Room, like Necrozma is very, very bulky, so late game, in theory, this could easily set up on something like Jirachi or Sylveon for sure, even Salamence, and then from there, we're just smacking things with Dual Stab and Earthquake here. So yeah, hoping Necrozma can put in a little bit of work. So our next team member is going to be Bullet, aka Mega Aerodactyl here, and this is running enough speed for the Lycanroc. Is it the Lycanroc? I don't know. Maybe it's Mega Houndoom. No, it shouldn't be Mega Houndoom. Yeah, it should be Lycanroc. I don't know. I don't know why I have 184 speed. It's for something, dude. Like I don't know. But we are running enough speed to outspeed his entire team, basically, that is not in Sun or that is Choice Scarf. So we are able to run Adamant Nature with max HP, which is really nice because this allows us to be kind of a tanky set as well. We can pivot around a bit. If hazards aren't up, that makes Mega Aerodactyl that much more annoying for him to deal with. Between Stone Edge, Ice Fang, and Iron Head, we hit everything except the Jirachi. Like, a part of me, again, doesn't expect Jirachi just because it does really have a rough matchup here. So if he doesn't bring the Jirachi, that would be absolutely amazing. But if he does bring Jirachi, then that could be a little bit annoying, I suppose. So if I do see Jirachi in team preview, I'm going to need to be very careful on how I play around it with my Mega Aerodactyl. But besides that, Ice Fang does really good damage to the Groudon. If it's offensive, it takes like 40, almost like 50% if I'm not mistaken. If it's defensive, it does about 30-ish, which is not too bad. Iron Head is pretty much there just for the Sylveon because I'm able to severely pressure it if he does want to bring it. And then Stone Edge is our best way of just hitting his team for good stab damage. I guess Hitmontop could more or less deal with this set, but it's really not that big of an issue, so I'm not too concerned about the Hitmontop. Plus, I would assume he would bring Jirachi before Hitmontop, even though they both have just really bad matchups in general. So yeah, I'm fine with not being able to touch them for any type of super effective damage because I figure the rest of my team can still do good damage to them regardless. So yeah, moving on to our next team member, we have Assault Vest Amaral once again running a nice fat set here. This is my kind of best answer to Mega Houndoom. Like, I cannot let this take any type of damage, and yeah, that's really it. Like, I need this to somehow try and live a hit, hopefully from Houndoom if it's not boosted. If it's out of Sun, I can live a hit, but dude, Mega Houndoom and Sun is so terrifying, guys. It's so scary. And then Victory Bell, we can live a hit from Victory Bell as well. This is also kind of nice to still do some decent damage to the Groudon. I can still pivot in to things like the Sylveon with this set, as well as potentially the Hitmontop and the Salamence, depending. So yeah, I just need this to hopefully tank hits, deal some damage, maybe pick things off with Aqua Jet later on. And yeah, I don't really know what else to say. We have some attack investment, max HP, a lot of Spadef, so we can tank those special hits. And then our final team member is going to be Chopper, aka Piloswine. This is kind of a physically defensive version of what I need Azumarill to do. So yeah, that's really it. Like, Ice Shard is also nice because I hit Groudon, Salamence, and Victory Bell all for super effective damage, and then Icicle Crash already smacks them for pretty good damage. So effectively, I could get off 2 hits very easily, and that in itself is pretty amazing. And then Earthquake is nice for the Jirachi, and I really think it's only the Jirachi. Well, Houndoom too, I suppose. If we are out of Sun, we should live a Fire Blast very easily. We should live 1 Solar Beam from Victory Bell, depending on what exactly his spread is and what item he is running. Toxic was kind of the last move just because I figured it would be nice to potentially Toxic Sylveon if it really came down to it. I guess I could Toxic like him on top as well, which is not entirely too bad. So yeah, if this is able to just check one of his scary offensive threats, I will be more than happy with the set here. So yeah, that's going to be our squad, guys, for week number 3 of the BBL. With that being said, I will see you all tomorrow with the battle. So thank you all for watching. Later, everybody.
Because my brain and heart are both tied in a knot, and this hinders me from crying a lot. This causing me to show no emotion. But when I said I cared, I wasn't joking. But I guess it's too late for me to become broken. For now, I'm living with no more pain, tears of hoping. I'm just coasting. Yeah, I said I'm coasting. No more pain, tears, and hoping. For real.